Hey friends, Jessica here with Creators Couture with a very brief tutorial recap. So in this tutorial, I ended up creating a pomegranate motif, and I think the pomegranate is a really fun fruit to play with. Like if you're making illustrations or motifs, there's so many different ways you can do it. And in this tutorial, I actually got a little bit lost on my tutorial, and I ended up finishing up my design after the tutorial, after the live part of my tutorial. But in the end, it turned out great. And the idea was that I wanted to use some of my loose watercolor brushes. But what ended up being really kind of inspired is, it's funny because I started this on like a white background, and I think when I finished my tutorial, I was like something like this, but I wasn't really sure where to go with it. But then it was what really changed for me was putting the dark background, and also I had started with this just I had sampled actual real pomegranates. So I mean, I'm using colors from real pomegranates, and I like that effect of that, like using a soft watercolor brush and just making those dots into kind of making those pomegranate seeds. But then when I added the Creative Couture layer style here, then it really like made something nice, and I really like how it turned out. And so I felt like that was a really cool motif. Obviously this is very stylized, very unrealistic, but I liked what was happening there. And so sometimes if you're like in the middle of something, struggling with something, it helps to like set it aside for a second or just come at it from a different angle. So in this case, what made my motif a lot more successful was to put it on the dark background. And then I was like, oh, then my layer styles can pop. So what I did was I used some decorative brushes from my gingerbread fresh from the oven collection. I'm always mixing and matching brushes from different collections, but these ones are nice because they're like a little motif, little like kind of a decorative brush. And so what I did was I just applied one of the Creative Couture layer styles around there. And yeah, most of this was filled in with loose watercolor, but you kind of really can't tell. But you had that nice sort of multicolor, color blending sort of effect there. But in the end, I liked how it turned out. I think how it was really successful was using the Creative Couture layer styles on the dark background. And I especially love how this like Creative Couture layer style on these the seeds, putting some of them in the sparkle really added this added to it and give it like a jewel effect. And actually even I put a little bit of a canvas over it to just give it like a little bit of texture. But in the end, I like how it turned out. And if you have any questions, just let me know down below in the comments, and I will link the full tutorial down below.